This is Jameson from Cooper Fleet Services. Today is November 5th, 2021, and this is recent automotive news. Ford Pro just launched the pilot program for their new 2022 E-Transit. This is a 100% electric cargo van tailored for commercial use. Penske Truck Leasing and National Grid are amongst the first companies to participate in the program. Ford has not disclosed any other companies involved or given much info on how many vehicles are in the program. This program is not only giving access to vehicles early, it is also letting them try out Ford Pro connected software, the Blue Oval charging network, as well as special EV chargers designed for the Ford Pro line of vehicles. Keep in mind that these are some of the first real-world implementations of completely electric vehicles for commercial use. That's easy to forget when everyone is already discussing timeframes to change 100% of vehicles sold to this new technology. I know every time I try to implement a huge change in my life or my business, there are unforeseen problems, and sometimes these issues are big enough that require a complete rethink how to make the change, or in some cases even revert back to the start with a new idea. I am worried that there has been too much money invested at this point for there to be an objective evaluation of the current EV technology in business and commercial use. Considering that countless billions of dollars have already been spent at this point, the odds of getting an unbiased evaluation from these companies that were hand-selected by the manufacturers to test this product is basically zero. I have a feeling that the major issues and any downside to EV ownership will rear its head long after the auto manufacturers have cashed in and the individuals and businesses will be left to deal with the consequences. GM announced that the Chevy Bolt plant in Orion Township, Michigan will take 3 more weeks of downtime this month as GM struggles to work through the number of recalls on the Bolt's batteries. These batteries have caused a ton of damage and are prone to catching fire. GM has been selling the Bolt since 2017 and are still experiencing major issues with trying to implement EV technology, even into just a tiny subcompact commuter vehicle. GM is also working on their first pre-production batch of BrightDrop EV600 EV delivery vehicles. We're supposed to believe that these companies are ready to take on commercial work vans that weigh 10,000 pounds loaded with equipment, with huge batteries much larger than the ones with the Bolts. I'm not sold yet. A company that is kicking all sorts of butt over the last year is Toyota. They are up in almost all tracked metrics over the last year, even with some output cutback and closures due to the pandemic. I'm still trying to figure out how they have managed this when Ford and GM seem to be swirling the bottom of the toilet bowl when it comes to sales and profit numbers. As far as I can tell, Ford and GM are either incredibly mismanaged or they are tanking numbers on purpose. Although they seem to be playing the PR game much better than Toyota, as Ford's stock ticker is up almost 150%, GM is up almost 60%, and Toyota has managed only a 30% stock increase over the last 12 months. Although both Ford and GM are struggling to get products in the hands of their customers, they have both taken a strong EV-only stance moving forward, where Toyota said it will not pigeonhole themselves into one new technology. Toyota has continued to be on the cutting edge of new propulsion systems, and they are still making progress on hydrogen fuel cell technology as well as electric alternatives. Heads of these companies have a very different tone as when it comes to the chip shortage, as Toyota is claiming the worst is behind them, while GM and Ford say they expect this to continue well into next year. I have a feeling that GM and Ford are going to use these continued dilemmas to their advantage, most likely renegotiating their union labor forces contracts. That's been it for automotive news this week. If you like content like this, check out our website at www.cooperfleetservices.com. A like and a subscribe really helps the channel grow, and we greatly appreciate it. If you have any comments for me, please leave them down below. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend. Thanks.